Issue 10. The Archivist. Final Confrontation. The rain never stopped, but it softened. Rakan stood still, staring at the quiet man's body lying on the ground. The park felt wider now, emptier. The HUD flickered for a moment. Then the voice returned, cold, controlled, yet beneath it, anger. You were not supposed to understand him. The mist between the trees shifted, not the wind, someone. A figure stepped slowly out of the darkness, tall, thin, wearing a long black coat that moved like a shadow refusing to settle. The Archivist. His eyes were calm, too calm. He looked at the quiet man's body, then at Rakan. You destroyed the only answer I needed. Rakan didn't move. The Caracal System silently recalibrated. Pressure, angle, targeting. Rakan spoke quietly. You sent him. The Archivist tilted his head. No. A brief silence. I made him. A distant flash of lightning split the sky. For a heartbeat, every tree became a pale skeleton. Then darkness reclaimed them. The Archivist stepped forward, not cautiously, confidently. You think you learned something tonight. Another step. But every move you made, a third step. I already knew it. Rakan shifted his stance. Not the old rhythm, a new one. The Archivist noticed. A faint smile appeared. Yes, he nodded slowly. I see it. Rakan answered without hesitation. He taught me something. You didn't. The Archivist raised an eyebrow. And what is that? Intent can lie. The fight began. No warning. The Archivist moved first, fast, faster than his calm suggested. A direct strike toward Rakan's center. Rakan slipped off line instead of retreating, breaking the path. The Archivist adjusted instantly. A lower strike. Rakan intercepted it with his forearm. Metal met bone. The sound echoed through the rain-soaked trees. The Archivist fought like a living algorithm. Angles, pressure points, absolute efficiency. But Rakan was no longer following patterns. He was breaking them. A retreat became a pivot. An obvious strike carried false intent. The Archivist blocked, slightly late. Rakan noticed. The same microscopic delay. Analysis, calculation, prediction. 3 attacks followed. The first, a feint. The second, another feint. The third, real. The Archivist barely stopped it. His eyes narrowed. For the first time that night, his balance shifted. Not physically, mentally. Interesting. Rain rolled down his face. His expression never changed. You've evolved. Rakan remained silent. The Caracal's lights dimmed. Energy redistribution. Focus. The Archivist noticed. But evolution? He raised one hand. Suddenly, the hood exploded with warnings. System breach. Signal interference control attempt. The Archivist smiled faintly. You're still using my system. Static flooded Rakan's vision. Digital blindness. The world dissolved into red interference. But he didn't panic. Instead, he closed his eyes. 1 second. The hood shut down. Manual control. Silence. When he opened them again, he moved. Not calculated. Not perfect. Human. The Archivist expected logic. Instead, he met instinct. He blocked. Too late. A second strike followed. Closer. Then the final movement. A precise blow landed against the Archivist's chest. Not the strongest. The correct one. The Archivist stepped back. 1 step, then another. His breathing shifted. Only slightly. Then he laughed. Quietly. You finally stepped outside the system. Rain fell across the black Caracal armor. The Archivist looked at him. You were never my enemy. Rakan frowned. You were the test. Silence settled between them. Then, without reaching for a weapon, the Archivist slipped a small device from inside his coat. A data core. He dropped it onto the wet ground between them. The truth you wanted. His eyes never left Rakan. And the beginning of something far worse. The device emitted a faint blue glow. The hood recognized it immediately. Archive Protocol, Phase 3. The Archivist looked once toward the storm-filled sky, then back at Rakan. A faint smile crossed his face. You won tonight. A pause. Phase 3 hasn't even begun. A silent pulse of light burst through the rain. When Rakan looked again, the Archivist was gone. The park fell silent once more. Only the rain remained. Rakan stood alone. The data core pulsed softly at his feet. He stared at it for a long moment. The truth had finally reached him, but somehow it felt heavier than ignorance. End of Part 1. You thought the story was over. You were wrong. The truth was only the beginning. Phase 3 is already watching. Dark Caracal, Season 2, coming soon. Remember one thing. Some doors should never be opened.